Okay, a couple of things. I got to this point now. I got to the ball guide. See if I can turn this light off. And then, okay, so this is what we're dealing with. The ball guide is attached under the playfield here, so I have to undo that one. This one I think is just an attachment point or an anchoring point. There's no attachment underneath. It's just sitting there. And then you have this screw that is just screwed down into the wood. So I have this one on the top and this one on the bottom, and then I can pull this up, and then I need to shape it so the ball doesn't go straight down into the wall or straight up into the ball, I guess, and rattle up here. What I need to do is the ball just to kind of take a bit of a turn, but it doesn't happen right here. It happens here. There's not a lot of wiggle room here. It's really tricky to do this properly, so it's going to be a little bit of trial and error, and probably it's not going to be perfect. It's a small amount of tweaking that I have, but I need to improve this curve a little bit, so I need to shoot the ball that way. The other thing is that you want to lift this up the playfield, because it will eventually start rubbing the clear coat. So I'm going to use this opportunity to add a couple of washers here, and the same on this side. I'm going to remove this one up. Let's see if I have a little bit of a wiggle room to reshape this one, and then relocate it. So let's see how that goes. Okay, take two. There is definitely a lot of room of improvement to do this curve, and this will pretty much set up the rest of the turn. There's nothing you can do on this section here, the one that is where now my hand is. That is straight because that has an attachment point from this ball to this attachment point. It remains straight, but from there on you can add or remove as much curve as you can without changing the this other attachment point, because obviously it needs to go through that hole. But that's what I'm working on right now, and I did manage to improve maybe 1 or 2 millimeters, and then in the actual turn, I need to see now how that's going to translate into the actual gameplay. I don't know that until I put it back and I do a couple test shots, because I can replicate it by hand. So let's see what happens. Okay, so here's another good tip. Whenever you're bending your ball guides, you can use the lines on the playfield as a guide. If the ball guide is inside past that line, that means that the ball guide is not where it needs to be. Because when this game was designed, that ball guide line indicator was put in there, so the installers or the people building the game knew where the ball guides are supposed to go, and they're supposed to be shaping it accordingly. They do a good job overall, and these probably come already pre-shaped to a certain degree, but they're not perfect. And this one, as you can see, is now just barely within the ball guide indicator. This is not a good example because this game is very dark, but you see that yellow line, that's where the black line for the ball guide line indicator starts. And this one is now within. It wasn't there before. So I'm thinking that will improve how the ball takes a turn now. Obviously, I think I can still make it a little better, because the further inside into that line the ball guide is, the better. But we will see. I'm gonna try now. So this is quite the process, because this is a two-part ball guide, right? You have the right side and the left side. This one pretty much determines the direction of the ball, but if there's any interference of this ball guide on this right hand side, the ball will deflect and then go and change direction. So this will be determined as to how good of a job they did when they were building this game. So what I'm saying is I might have to relocate this attachment point, meaning that it's a bit of an annoying job because you have to fill the hole and then basically make another hole next to it. I'm hoping that I don't have to do that, because that will be very annoying. But the good news is now I got this one what I wanted. As you can see, now it's turning. Before Before I wasn't doing this at all. I was like coming out here, rattling here, even without the guy on this side. So, work in progress. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I got the final adjustments now, and you can see where the guy used to be, and that is just enough for the ball to travel around the loop properly. And the other one had to be modified as well, because as you can see, the line the black line goes like this and it loops around, right? This one, the black line follows there, but then it has to come in. If it does not, what happens is the ball touches that lip, it will end up there actually. That's the whole difference. And it plays well now, like this, in the testing I've done. So that's pretty cool. So that means that I have to relocate this adjustment, this locator hole. It's easy, it's gonna be hidden too, so have the wood to fill it back in, and the glue. Yeah, it's a bit of a process to do it well, and I'm the right guy to do that because I'm very obsessed with perfection and when it comes to my play fields. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna just do a little hole for the next one, and that's it. Easy peasy. Alright, everything is dialed in, and let's do a quick game just to show you how it works. Hopefully I can get a couple orbits or spinner shots in here. Go, that's one. Another one. Okay, let's try this angle now. I try to wrap this up very quickly. Left side has been adjusted. Trial and error, it takes time. It's not a matter of like pulling it out, bending it, and putting it back in. Take your time. This video is just a few minutes long, but there's hours and hours of work here to get this work properly, because bending this, it's a work of love, and just because you don't want to overbend, you don't want to damage the guide, and it's just a matter of patience. You gotta be patient with dial-in ball guides. So take your time. And the other thing you're gonna run into is you're gonna have to adjust this side, and when you do so, make sure that it matches up with this other corner. So you can see it right there. See it? The triangular one right there. That's where the two ball guides are meeting up. So they're perfectly marrying up there. There's no weird gap or anything. So they're perfectly where they meeting each other where they need to be. And when you do that, you might change the angle of the ball, of this gate. So before the tip of the gate was interfering with the ball guide on the left, so it was not in the right spot, but that was okay. It was working fine before, and it's working fine now. But keep that in mind too when you are making these adjustments. And if you need to relocate the gate, you will need to fill in the hole and do it properly. If you're not comfortable, practice and another piece of wood. Get yourself proper wood tools and a small dowel, very small dowel, to fill a hole, and then drill in your hole and place a ball guide. Simple. Use the opportunity to use washers under these guides so they don't damage the play field. I did that in all of mine here and in other parts of the game. This game has been fully disassembled, and I added washers where they needed it, and I do that to all of my games. And these play fields are notorious for chipping otherwise. So yeah, plays great now. So I wanted to share this because I noticed there was still people struggling with this, and the game is not fun if this shot is not working well. There are certain shots in games that they need to play well, otherwise, you have such a beautiful machine, you want it to play the best it could. So good luck, and thanks for watching. Cheers.